All right. I want to talk about something that I think I have been valuing a lot more as of recent, which is consistency. And I know it's like, huh? Consistency. But I I feel like I've kind of undervalued it for a really long time, and now it's kind of hitting me just how important it is to be consistent in a lot of things. And it kind of sucks cuz when you're consistent, it's like nice, man. I'm just gonna do the same thing every day. I'm gonna eat the same thing every day. I'm gonna have the same schedule every day, never do anything different or unique or cool. But it doesn't really have to be like that. For me, a lot of what consistency is just trying to make sure something gets done every day. And it also is something that's very fucking difficult because every day is different. Every day has different things going on, different needs. So it's hard to know how to remain consistent a lot of the time, and that's usually a problem I always have. I can't tell you how many times over these past few years where it's been like, okay, I want to try doing this. Like I remember even in high school, I was like, I want to try streaming all these times, or like I think I wanted it to be like I was gonna start streaming from like 4 to 5 or something, or maybe like 3:30 to 5. I can't remember. And I was like, I'm gonna do it on these days, and like that never happened. That never really happened. I still streamed sometimes every now and then, like back. Well, I don't stream anymore, but I still would stream sometimes back then. But I I just never was able to be consistent with it. And there's been a lot of other things I've failed to be consistent with too. Like for example, there'd be a lot of coding projects that I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna work on this every day, or I'm gonna work on something related to coding every day. It never happened. It would always fall through. Uh, and there was also a lot of pixel art stuff where even earlier this year and like end of last year or early this year, I was trying to get into pixel art, just try to learn how to do pixel art well and try to just get better at it by doing it. And I was doing it, but I never felt like I was improving. And I felt like I was just trying to get it out of the way. Like there would legitimately be times where I'd be like, okay, I'm going to take 1 minute. I'm going to set a 1 minute timer and draw this. And it's like, is that really going to help me? No. So, uh, it, I just could never really get that consistency. And even when I was starting this channel out, I wanted to try and make it somewhat consistent and just have a bunch of stuff that I could just upload all the time. And that fell through because, number one, I thought about it and I was like, I don't have gameplay to put up for the gameplay commentary. That's a problem. I had no fucking gameplay. What the hell? I just didn't fucking play video games very often anymore because that was like right when I was starting work and everything. So, yeah, guess who was not able to fucking play video games and get that footage to use for videos? So that's why I've changed to this now because it's a lot easier on me. And honestly, like, is the viewing experience that much different? I feel like with a lot of commentary YouTubers, it's like you're not really there to look at whatever is there. And I think there are a couple things I would like to maybe change to make it a little better. Like I think it would be good to have some sort of kind of title or something. But there also is, I should probably lock my car. I didn't think about that till now. It's just been unlocked. Somebody could just open my door and fucking GTA 5 me. And then I'm just cooked. No more car. But Anyways, though, back to what I was saying. Uh, I was never able to really get that consistency that I wanted. And then, I mean, there were times where it was like weeks of not fucking uploading anything because I just couldn't. And also, it was kind of difficult for me at that time too because I was trying to find a work-life balance and understanding things. Like, I remember the first week I was like 18 hours. Whoa. And then next week it's like 27 hours. Oh man, I'm not gonna have a life anymore. And then the next week it's just like even more. It's like 30 something hours. Like, oh shit. And next, like the next week, because I had a coworker that called out, I got an extra 8 hours. So it was like 38 hours. It's like, oh fuck. So I had to figure out how to juggle all that. And that made consistency really difficult. But I kind of feel like I've found the sweet spot now. And there are things I would like to improve with these videos. But I feel like generally speaking, I at least can be consistent now. And I at least can make these more consistently. And I've been noticing since I've been uploading more videos, I do notice they get some views here and there, which is nice. Because as I mentioned in another video, like sometimes it just kind of sucks when you feel like you're just putting something out there in the void and nobody's gonna fucking care. So it's kind of nice when there is there are some people that are actually watching and there is an audience. Because it kind of gives you motivation to make it more because, like I said, I find I struggle to do things for myself. I like to do things for others, but when it's for me, it's something that I just can never really do, or sometimes I just don't do because it's like, I mean, do I really care? Even though I should. But when it's for other people, it's a lot easier. So I've been kind of rambling about the channel and stuff. But that is a part of the consistency. But I'll come back to it a little bit. I've had so many other things that have fallen through though. Because for example, when I first started my other channel, my goal was I'm gonna try to make a video every month. And that didn't really pan out because just eventually I got to this point where I was just a perfectionist and I'm just never satisfied with the things I was making and scrapping everything constantly. And so I ended up not really enjoying making things and just not making things. And so I just couldn't be consistent with it. But now I feel like this is much easier to be consistent with and much better for my work schedule and my life schedule, I guess. Much better. But as I said, I had a lot of other things that fell through as well. Because there were a lot of times where I was trying to like code something or like I'm going to try to make a game and I'm going to work on it every day, even if it's just for 10 minutes, I'm going to work on it. And those would always just fall through, especially because I think one of the big challenges with being consistent is that you're going to get thrown curveballs because life is never consistent. Life is never just a constant thing. It's always changing. It's always evolving. Every day is going to be different. You're never going to have a day that's going to be quite the same as another day. Because for many factors. And so there will be some days, for example, let's say I had a day where I did my usual stuff, took a shower, ate some breakfast, and then I had to go to a party or whatever, like a birthday party or, family, like maybe Christmas or something, we could say Christmas for an example. So, have breakfast, take a shower, but then it's like We're opening presents, spending time with family, going over somewhere else, and wanting to spend time with the gifts that you got as well, right? Like, oh man, I got this new whatever. I got like a Switch 2, for example, we could say. I got a Switch 2. That's fucking awesome. I'm gonna spend time with it. You inevitably run out of time to do the thing that you're supposed to consistently do. And that is a tough thing to deal with, because you kind of have to ask yourself, do I half-ass this? Do I not care? Do I drop everything to do it? Should I be doing this at a different time? But like, then you have to think about, well, I have to deal with all these other timing conflicts now. That's a hard thing to figure out exactly what to do in that regard. And I think probably, to me, one of the biggest kind of things that has taught me a lot about consistency was making a journal, because I made a journal when I was like at a pretty low point, I would say. I was like mentally just fucking done. I was completely just annoyed. I couldn't take living the same bullshit over and over again. I wanted some sort of change, and I wanted to figure out how to do that. And I thought just the best way to do it is just write down my thoughts and try to figure out what to do, and reflect on my day a little bit. And so I started doing that, and it's been like 1,000, I think it's here like 1,600 or 1,800 days since I started that. I started it around March of 2021, I remember. March of 2021 was when I started it. So it has been, we're talking like 4 years, over 4 years, since I started doing this. And there have been days where I did not end up putting an entry. And I guess, like, to be fair, like, usually a journal, you kind of just write whenever you want to. But for me, I tried to do it consistently every day. And I think one of the big things I found was that there were just those days, like Christmas or whatever, right? Where you just can't. And I felt like it was always hard to find the time to schedule it properly. Because, like, what if I, like, do it early? Like, usually I would try to do it later at night, so I kind of would have a full picture of my day. But then I kind of came to the realization that if I do it, like, the next day, it's like I'm not really doing anything. So then sometimes I would do, like, multi-day entries. Like, I would do, like, 2 entries that go over 2 days. And that was kind of tough, because then it's like more work. And then let's say you're really busy that first day, right? Let's say like Christmas Eve, you're busy and you don't have time. But then Christmas comes and you're still busy. You don't have fucking time. So then now you have 2 days to write about. And number one, you can't really recall those days as well or you can't recall the first day as well because it didn't just happen. It's been a day. So your memory's not going to be as fresh about it. You're not going to remember every little detail. And 2, you now have essentially double the amount of things to write. So now you're fucked because now you have to do more and you don't have time. So then, let's say December 26th comes. And now it's like, okay, well, now I have some time. But now it's a lot more. Now I have to do 3 times the effort I normally would, and probably more than that, to be honest, because it's Christmas, so it's eventful, so there's more to talk about, more things to say. And it's like, fuck. Now, I have just fucking, I don't know when I'm going to be able to do this. There was one time I think I had to do like a full week, and I just kept putting it off because it's like, it's been like 5 days. I'm not gonna be able to fucking write this. So that was my problem. That deer is still there. Oh, he's still around. He's just chilling. But yeah, I find that that's really one of the hardest things with consistency is when a break happens, you have to figure out how to get it back. And that's always what happens to me. This is the thing that always gets me, that always fucks up my consistency. And I think a great example of this is a game that nobody's going to know about on the DS called My Fun Facts Coach. Which I know is like, what? My fun facts coach? What? It's a very interesting game. I really love it. And I kind of just downloaded it on a whim. To be honest, I actually just pirated it. I just pirated it. I was like, that sounds like an interesting game. Sure, just download it and just put it on my my hacked 2DS. So I could run the ROM. And wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, but I actually ended up really liking it, and it was interesting. It's a very interesting game because it's not just like fun facts. It's based on like real advice and trivia and sort of stuff. So basically, it's just like a bunch of tests. This is something I actually plan to talk about on my main channel at some point down the line, but I kind of scrapped the video like twice. So, but point is that this game, it's kind of like, it gives you like fucking tests and quizzes about these random topics, which fucking is not great. Like, you kind of don't really look forward to taking quizzes and tests, but it does actually give some decent advice. It'll, you know, for example, there's like earthquake safety. So it's like, where do you go if an earthquake is taking place? Or what do you do when an earthquake is taking place? What do you do after an earthquake? That sort of thing. And it gives you these answers where it'll be multiple choice, or maybe you have to order something or something like that. But the point is that game I liked a lot because it kind of tried to encourage that consistency a lot, where it gives you 5 categories that you do, and you get to pick 2 categories maximum per day. You could do 1 if you want. You could just do the 1, or you could do 2 per day. You can only do a maximum of 2 per day, and that's it. And the point is that you do those, and then you come back the next day and you do another 2 categories, and then you keep playing, because you would go through all the fun facts pretty quick. I mean, fun facts is not exactly fun facts, but you would go through all of these facts really quick if you were just playing it in one sitting. But because it's spread out, it kind of makes you want to come back and keep going. But it teaches a lot about consistency in that way. And when I first started playing it, that was really the thing that kind of enthralled me. I kept coming back and wanting to play it, and it's like one of my main goals that I was doing was trying to make sure I played it every day. And I think I did it for about 2 weeks, and then, or 2 months, 2 months. And then I finally broke it. And after that, I came back a couple times, and then I just fell off a cliff. I stopped playing it entirely. Same thing happened the last time I tried to play it too. I played it for maybe about a month or a couple weeks, and then nope. I just gave up. And so the whole point in me saying all of that is that taught me a lot about consistency and how hard it can be sometimes. And there were a couple of examples where I would try to do things daily, like I'm going to try to write daily. I'm going to try to code daily. I'm going to try to work on a game daily. I'm going to try to do pixel art daily. And I never was able to get it because I just would not have time on a certain day, or I just wouldn't be feeling it, or I would just forget about it. And that was difficult. And it made me think maybe I just can't really do things consistently. But strangely enough, I've kind of at least somewhat found the formula, as I said, going back to this now. Because with this channel, I've been trying my absolute hardest to be consistent with things. And it's not easy. Because there are just a lot of things that go on. And like sometimes, now I have a schedule. It's not very easy to find time to do this stuff. Because, for example, usually when I have a day where I'm working 8 hours, I get up, I have breakfast, I do my workout, and then maybe if I have time, I try to do like some other extra things. Like maybe I try to render a video, or I try to do some singing or something. So I do that, and then take my shower, and then I gotta have lunch, and then I go to work. And then I work for 8 hours. I get out of work. Sometimes I have to drive coworkers home. So sometimes that takes an extra 20, 30 minutes. So sometimes by the time I get home, it's like 11 o'clock. And I'm like, fuck. So, yeah. Then it's like, well, I have to find time to do this, but I also want to make sure I get to bed early enough. And I want to make sure that I also want time to do journaling as well when I get home. So that whole thing, it's fucking hard. It's hard to find the time to do like pixel art and videos and stuff. But I've kind of found a little bit of a way to do it, which is just kind of combining things. So the pixel art thing I started doing, and I wasn't sure. I think initially I actually, like, the second day I didn't draw anything because I just felt like I didn't have time, so I just watched like tutorials instead. But ever since then, I've drawn something every single day. And some days it is like bare minimum. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna draw a bed. I'm gonna draw a cube. I'm gonna draw a sphere. But the thing about it is that I have done it every single day. And especially now I've started tying it to making the thumbnails, which I think has made things much easier to remember and much easier to do, because it makes me think I want to make this thumbnail, but to make the thumbnail I gotta do my pixel art too. So I do the pixel art, and then I do the thumbnail and upload the video. And so in that way I'm forced to do those multiple things, That I think is a big help for me personally. Doing all those things together. And yeah. So that's ultimately what I believe is kind of the key to my consistency. But it's also about trying to waste less time in your day as well. Because one of the big reasons why I was able to be so consistent is because I stopped looking at social media stuff as much, which I need to go back to be honest, because I feel like I've been looking at it a little too much recently. So I might be dialing that back. It's also like, man, I just worked like fucking 8 hours and I haven't really had much time to do things today. I want to go watch a video or two, nothing crazy. But sometimes it just kind of turns into more videos and then, you procrastinated. So I feel like the best thing to do is really just keep cutting that and keeping it to a minimum. So long term, that's probably what I'd like to do in order to be a little more consistent. But I'm happy with the consistency that I've had. I don't know how long I've been uploading consistent videos for. I could actually check. Let's find out real quick. See, content. So when did I start? I started with the social media video. So that was exactly 2 weeks ago. Exactly 2 weeks ago. And I have been uploading a video every day for 2 weeks. Sometimes they come out kind of late because, work and working on other things. But the point is that I've still been doing it. I've still been consistent with it. It's been 2 weeks and I'm still going strong. And I think that's probably one of the hardest parts, because there's been a lot of days where life throws me curveballs, where I've got to drive coworkers home, or where something just happens in my life, or just I'm fucking feeling like shit. There's a lot of times where it's hard for me to maintain that, but I do. And it feels good, feels rewarding. And it's what I'm going to keep doing in the long term, because I think it's good for me to keep working on this and improving this and becoming a better person at this sort of stuff. Like, I'm getting better with editing. I'm getting better with drawing things. I have more ideas in my head of what I want to do. I mean, especially when it comes to the journal entries, because, I've been doing it for years at this point. I've gotten very consistent with how I write them, with the structure of it most of the time. Sometimes the structure gets a little fucked here and there, depending on what's going on that day. I hope this little deer does not go on the road. Do not go on the road, please. No, don't go on the road. Oh, he's going on the road. Okay, he's going. Oh, I didn't want to fucking see him get hit. Fortunately, nobody is around. He crossed the road. He's chilling. Poor little deer. But anyways, as I was saying, I think consistency is a big factor I never really thought about until now, because I feel like I need to be consistent with what I'm doing in my life. That's how you get better at things. That's how you improve. You don't, for example, with drawing, right? You don't improve because you drew one really good piece of art. You improve because you drew a ton of art and you slowly improved and realized what you could do better with these things. And you finish things. Is he going back? He's going back across the road? Oh, nope. I was still watching this deer. Oh, he's kind of moving. He's kind of schmoving. I want to get good pictures of him if he comes close. But yeah, I think consistency is a big part of why things have gotten better for me in recent times. It's just being consistent. It sucks at times, because sometimes you're doing shit at like 12 o'clock at night and it's like, great, here I am. I'm just fucking tired as shit and I'm still doing this. But it's great. It feels really rewarding in the long term to be able to be consistent and improve your skills in a way that, oh, he's coming close. He's coming close. Fuck. I just opened the Walgreens app. Oh, man. Wow. That was, that is a deer. That do be a deer. That was such a good picture I just took. This has become playing Pokemon Snap. I need to be consistent with what's actually in these videos, not just the fact that they exist. But how could I help it? I mean, look at this guy. I mean, I know you can't see him, but look at the guy. Kind of, part of me wants to include an image of it, but it's also like I'm trying not to dox myself here at the same time. Maybe I should draw an image. Maybe I'll draw a picture of him. Maybe we'll do that. You know what? Maybe that'll be part of my pixel art. I'll draw a deer tonight, using him as an inspiration. Not gonna lie, he's a pretty cute deer. Like, I don't know, there's just something about the antlers and the way he kind of moves around. He just kind of looks happy. He's just living his best life out there. You know, there's something my coworker has told me a couple times, but he told me last night. And he told me, you know, someday you're gonna look where you've been, you're gonna look where you are now, and you're gonna look where you are going. And you're gonna think, wow, that all went really fast. But you're gonna think about what you're doing and what you're spending your time doing, and you're gonna think that you want to use your time the best you can and doing what makes you happy, you know? So if I didn't really like doing this, I wouldn't do it. But because it does make me happy, I do want to do it. And so I'm going to continue to do it. Continue to make these videos because ultimately I enjoy it. And I know it's not easy for me at times, but as I've said, I enjoy it. And, you know, life is too short to focus on all the bullshit, you know? Life is too short to be concerned with all this stuff. It kind of goes back to what I was saying before in regards to the social media thing, because life is too short to be sitting there thinking about fucking Hassan shocking his dog with a shock collar or whatever other fucking, you know, live stream drama is going on, or YouTube drama. I thought about it and it's just like, I mean, it sucks that it happened. I'm not condoning it, obviously. I don't like it. But it's just, I don't feel like I should waste all my fucking brain power on this when I could do things I care about, when I could, you know, make these videos where I talk about things that I care about and say things that I want to say that maybe could help somebody. That, I think, to me is what matters more. And doing things that I actually care about, making the videos that I want to make and talking to people that I want to talk to. That, I think, is ultimately what matters the most out of everything. And that's what I want to keep doing. That's also why I really like my job, because I can help people, and helping people makes me happy. So I like that. But it's not easy to be happy all the time, but I think that that's really what life is meant to be about, is just being happy. And I think when you can do something consistently, you're consistently going to be happy. It consistently makes me happy when I upload a video, because it gives me that feeling of accomplishment. Like, yeah, I had a fucking tough day at work today. I had no time. I was so fucking tired, but I still uploaded that video. I still made some fucking pixel art. I made a thumbnail, and I fucking uploaded that video. And I hope in the future I can continue with that, because it just feels fucking good. I think with that, it's probably a good spot to end this video, because, I mean, at this point, I'm just going to be repeating myself, just saying, yeah, you know, being consistent's good, and all that. I really don't have much more to say, but what I will say is that I think consistency really is key to doing a lot of things. I think when it comes to improving your art, I think consistency is key. I think when it comes to being able to do things better, consistency is key. I mean, that was a big thing with me with the deli, because I never imagined I'd be able to fucking sit there, slice a bunch of giant ass meats. But it turns out you can, if you just keep fucking at it. That was not phrased correctly. But it turns out that you can, if you just keep fucking doing it. You just keep slicing those meats all the time. Eventually you'll get pretty good at it. And I remember when I first started, I could not, for the life of me, get things thin. I had a bunch of customers that were like, oh, could you do that a little bit thinner? Can you do that a little bit thinner? Because I didn't know how the fuck to do that. And now I can slice stuff thin pretty easily. Like, before, usually I had to do a couple slices to really get the thickness that the customer wanted. Now I can just be like, is this good enough? And they'll just be like, yeah, wow, that's fucking perfect. And I've gotten a bunch of compliments too, actually, on just like, yeah, you do a fucking great job. I'm just like, wow. I've only been here 2 months, and I have a bunch of people that are praising me, saying that I'm doing an amazing job, and it feels great. And a lot of that came from consistency, because if I had been working 1 day a week where I get to slice every now and then, I would not be able to do what I do as well as I do. So, consistency to me is the number one important thing. And I think being consistent shows that you care about something. I need to be a little more consistent with working out, if I'm being honest. Because there are some days I just get up and I'm just like, fuck, dude. I'm so tired. Or just, you know, there's other things that fuck you up. I need to be more consistent with working out, because sometimes I just don't do it. It's also like, I feel like I should have a break day, but I feel like when I have a break day, it always makes it harder to work out again. So I don't know, maybe I just do a lighter workout, I'm not sure. The point is that I do believe consistency plays a big role in just becoming a better person. And that's why, ultimately, I want to continue trying to be a better person. Even if there might be days where it's hard, it just kind of makes it feel more rewarding. It does kind of suck if you ever break the streak, but when you do, it's important to be able to get back up and do it again. So I think that's where I'm going to leave things. It's just hit 40 minutes. So, wow. 2 pretty long videos. Like, I want to make these shorter, but I just end up talking. This is what happens. You know, it's funny too, because I feel like I'm never the guy that talks. Like, I'm never the dude that talks. I'm always fucking quiet. I always just kind of listen to what other people say. Like, when I talk to my coworker, I'll say some things here and there, but most of the time it's just fucking him talking, and I'm just kind of like, yep, and just kind of absorbing the information that he gives to me, you know? But it's weird when I'm the one talking, I guess. But it also kind of feels good to be the one talking and just getting to express a lot of the things I never get to actually express, because I'm just not very good at conversation. So yeah, I guess that's why these end up being as long as they are. Anyways, though, I am going to end this here, and I think I'm going to go walk around a little bit before it gets dark, because now it gets dark earlier, because I think we went through daylight savings time. Did we go through daylight savings time? I'm gonna Google it now. Hold on. Daylight savings time 2025. When to fall back this year? Oh, November 2nd. So we're not there yet. Oh shit. Oh fuck. That's gonna suck. Oh god. It already gets dark so early now. It's gonna get dark so much earlier. Oh man. So one thing about living in the Northeast, it is, yeah. it's a little cold. It gets dark kind of early, especially during winter, so GG, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna end things here. I'm gonna go probably play a little bit of Pokemon Go, because those nice throws to level 71 aren't gonna throw themselves. So yeah, I guess that's it.